This experiment is so exciting. A young boy is tied to a chair by several hot girls, who then begin to stimulate the boy's desire in various ways and monitor his heart rate because they want to find a way to make men excited so that they can use it on their lovers. In this anime, there are many experiments like this. Now follow my recap to see what other exciting love experiments the science students have done in the lab. Shinya and Ayam attend one of the best science universities in Japan, and they are the best students at this university. One day, Ayam suddenly confesses her feelings to Shinya. Although they are both geniuses, they are completely inexperienced in romance. Shinya doesn't know how to respond to Ayam because he is not sure if he likes her, so they devise a series of experiments to study everything about love. First, they need to confirm if they like each other. Ayam lists a lot of evidence to argue that she likes Shinya, such as her heart beating faster when they meet and dreaming about him when she sleeps. Shinya finds himself having the same experience, but as precise scientists, they need more evidence to prove the conclusion. So they try to do more intimate behavior to verify it. Experimental data shows a significant increase in their heartbeat rate and body temperature, which is very important evidence. Kotonoha is their junior, not as smart as Shinya and Ayam. She is more of an ordinary person. She thinks their behavior clearly shows that they like each other, and the experiments are not necessary. More importantly, emotions cannot be counted in numbers, and that human emotions are more complex than science, Kotonoha says. But Shinya and Ayam don't think so, believing that with more experimentation, they will be able to find answers to all their love questions. Their ideas may have something to do with what they study, information science, which requires them to collect various information from human, social and natural sciences to analyze data and draw conclusions. So they are used to collecting all kinds of data to process everything in life. The research team consists of 5 scientists. Aina is the senior of other members. She is very intelligent and at the same time a fan of anime and games. Kotonoha is a junior student who often helps others with experiments. That day, Kotonoha helps Ayam tie Shinya up, because Ayam has heard about 7 methods to get boys excited, and she wants to test whether they work. As the experimental results show that Shinya gets indeed excited, Ayam thinks this may prove that Shinya likes her, but when Aina sees it, she proposes that the experiment needs a control group, so she experiments with Shinya in the same way, and he also shows signs of excitement. Seeing this, Ayam is disappointed at Shinya getting excited for any girl, while he explains that he was wronged, and that he felt nervous rather than excited when he had contact with other girls. But the signs of nervousness are similar to that of excitement. Ayam is rational, as what Shinya said does make sense. She finally forgives him. Information Sciences lab is very well equipped. There is even a kitchen. On this day, Shinya and Ayam are trying to make a dish, but the numbers on the recipe aren't precise enough, which bothers Shinya. Ayam tells Shinya that the most important thing in cooking is not data, but love. She then verifies it experimentally. Ayam makes 2 plates of identical omelette rice, but one of them has a love note written with ketchup, which Shinya clearly feels tastier. This incident also proves that not all phenomena can be explained scientifically. There is another male member, Kosuka, on the team. One day, when Shinya asks him some questions about love, he confidently tells Shinya that it is very important to spend a lot of time and money on his lover. Ayam also hears their conversation, thinking that compared with Kosuka, she is not a qualified lover as she doesn't treat Shinya that well. She suddenly feels a little remorseful, and even begins to wonder if she really likes Shinya. At this moment, Aina reveals the truth. It turns out that Kosuka's lover is not a real person, but a character in the game, so his experience isn't practical at all. They don't laugh at Kosuka though, because they believe love is diverse, and it is normal to like either virtual or real people. Hearing this, Kosuka is very moved. But Ayam is still frustrated, as she thinks her love for Shinya is not even comparable to Kosuka's love for the game character. Kotonoha comforts her gently. Just then, a bygone past comes to Ayam's mind. When she was young, she was discriminated against by other children, and was called a nerd by them, which made her sad and lost. Then, a strange boy showed up, telling little Ayam that studying was the coolest thing in the world, and science was the greatest and most important creation of mankind. She should not be ashamed of it, but proud. These words encouraged Ayam, bringing her confidence, so she was very grateful to the strange boy. In fact, that boy was Shinya. It's just that both he and Ayam have grown up, so they can't recognize each other. It seems that they are destined to be a couple. The mentor of information science is Professor Ikeda. He is a very kind person. Soon, all the students of information science will be participating in a colloquium, so today he will check their research results. Shinya and Ayam tell Professor Ikeda that their research topic is data analysis of romance, including a couple's heartbeats rate, body temperature, number of times they feel happy, and how many times they want to have intimate contact. Professor Ikeda finds the topic very interesting and gives them many suggestions, such as expanding the sample size to make the research more convincing. For example, there are 6 people in this lab, so 15 couples may be produced by permutation combination, which can increase the sample size by 15 times. However, this idea is opposed by Ayam and Kotonoha, because love does not exist among most of them. To solve this issue, Professor Ikeda suggests that they can demonstrate first, and then analyze if there's love between any two of them. The first pair is Shinya and Kosuka. As they both are heterosexual, there's obviously no love but embarrassment between them during the process. Since the experiment was very awkward, Aina laughs at Kosuka. Aina and Kosuka were neighbors as children, so they often joke with each other. This time, they bet that the one who gets beckoned when they are paired in the experiment has to treat the other to snack for a week. However, the next pair is not Aina and Kosuka, but Shinya and Kotonoha. Ayam is in charge of recording the data, but during the process, Ayam can't stand Shinya and Kotonoha getting along as a couple, thus sabotaging it. Then it's finally Aina and Kosuka's turn. Aina first utters lines of Kosuka's favorite game character, causing his heart to beat faster. As she mentions their childhood memories, Kosuka starts to feel shy, followed by faster heartbeats rate and higher body temperature. Therefore, Kosuka loses to Aina and has to treat her to whatever snacks she likes. After these experiments, Shinya and Ayam want to collect data from kissing. They first summarize the best conditions for kissing. There should not be too many people around. Noise and bright light are not favored either. After precise calculations, they finally find the perfect kissing place. At sunset, on the rooftop of the school building, all the conditions for kissing can be met. Therefore, Shinya and Ayam come to the rooftop of the school building, intending to kiss the moment the sun sets. It is supposed to be a very romantic moment, but the school staff comes upstairs to drive them away as it's time to lock the door to the roof. As the romantic moment is sabotaged, the experiment fails to continue. Eventually, Shinya just kisses Ayam's hair to show his love. Then, it is time for the seminar. A cartoonist also joins it. She was a member of information science but decided to be a cartoonist. The reason why she comes to the seminar is to find inspiration for creating romance manga. The seminar is held on a sunny and touristy island, so before it officially starts, students of information science go to the beach first. Ayam looks even more beautiful in a swimsuit, which makes Shinya feel shy and excited. Even though they came to the beach for relaxing, Shinya and Ayam are still thinking about their research. Now, they want to figure out how to hug to maximize the contact area of the body. The timid couple tries to be well prepared before they hug, only to be interrupted by other members coming over, and they end up analyzing the hugging postures together. At first, the hugs they discuss sound relatively normal, but later in order to increase the contact area, their ideas become more and more strange. In the end, the study ends in the discussion instead of a hug between Shinya and Ayam. That night, members of information science check into the hotel. Ayam can't help but think of her having intimate interactions with Shinya in the room, but Shinya doesn't even have this idea, because all of his attention is on the seminar tomorrow. The next day at the seminar, a student from another school reports his research first, but the professors point out the various problems in the research report very harshly. The student doesn't know how to answer these harsh questions, causing the scene to be very embarrassing, and he can only end the report in disappointment. Kotonoha worries that this would happen to her as well, thus becoming very nervous. The next one to report is Kosuka. His research is about love games, which surprises everyone. The professors hardly play games, so they don't know much about love games. Therefore, Kosuka can answer the questions with ease, and successfully completes the presentation. At halftime, Kotonoha becomes increasingly nervous. To relax Kotonoha, Shinya gently hugs her, which happens to be seen by Ayam. But Shinya does that because there are studies showing that hugging can help people relax. After the hug, Kotonoha does relax a lot, and in the ensuing report, Kotonoha explains her research pretty well, gaining the professor's approval. However, Ayam is still feeling upset about Shinya and Kotonoha's hug. Shinya immediately explains the reason to her, but Ayam, who has always been rational, has become irrational this time, and even though she knows the reason, she is still very angry. Shinya thinks he hasn't done anything wrong, so he's angered by Ayam's behavior, ending up saying that Ayam has no right to complain about it because they aren't a couple at all. Hearing this, Ayam slaps Shinya angrily and leaves the meeting room. Although Shinya and Ayam have never claimed to be a couple, they are no different from couples in the eyes of others, so what Shinya said did hurt Ayam a lot. Shinya insists he has not done anything wrong and refuses to apologize to Ayam, but actually, he regrets saying such hurtful words to Ayam. Like Shinya, Ayam is also regretted about her behavior, because she knew she was overreacting to the hug. That night, both Shinya and Ayam are analyzing their mistakes and how to apologize to each other. In order to apologize to Shinya, Ayam writes a thesis, along with a glasses case as a gift, but halfway through, Ayam accidentally trips and drops the gift. Instead of concerning about the pain, she immediately stands up, and comes to the beach to meet Shinya. But when Shinya opens the box, he sees only a broken case. Sad and disappointed, Ayam doesn't know how to explain it to Shinya, so she turns around and leaves. By the time Shinya comes to his senses, Ayam has gone. He immediately asks his partners to help him look for Ayam. In the process, Shinya hears about Ayam's fall, and he soon discovers the truth of the matter. We see him approach the cartoonist, pointing out that it was her who broke Ayam's gift. He has analyzed the material of the case, which is unlikely to be broken because of a slight drop, unless someone deliberately breaks it. Since the cartoonist is creating a romance manga, she must be trying to get inspiration from Ayam in this way. Facing Shinya's accuse, the cartoonist admits it, but instead of damaging the case, she just replaced Ayam's case with a broken one. She then hands Shinya the glasses case Ayam bought for him. The good thing is, since the cartoonist has been watching Ayam for inspiration, she knows where Ayam is. As the sun rises the next day, Shinya finds Ayam by the sea. She thought Shinya was still angry, but Shinya expresses his attitude with a gentle hug. At this time, the surrounding environment, atmosphere, volume and temperature all reach the perfect conditions for kissing. Shinya and Ayam finally kiss each other, becoming a real couple. The information science ends their journey perfectly, and among them, Shinya and Ayam have gained the biggest reward. They not only complete the project perfectly but also fall in love. Now their love for each other is proved, and they will live a happy life forever. The first season of Science Fell in Love, So I Tried to Prove It ends here. Shinya and Ayam have done a lot of experiments and finally verified a very simple conclusion. That is, they love each other. We will fall in love with someone because of a brief look at each other when we meet, and will also love each other deeply after a long time of trust and company. It is proved that love is both an easy and complicated thing. I think this is why love is beautiful. So, when will my love arrive? If you are single just like me, please comment single in the comment section. And if you are in love, just comment love. I am really curious about which side will have more members. Thanks for watching and leaving your comments. I hope my channel can bring you joy. See you next time.